This is Tom Grassi, and this is 30 and 30, and you're watching Illogical Canadian.
They say football is a virtue of man. Football is what brings everybody together. Even when hostilities are high, there's no doubt football is probably the greatest sport in the United States. Football is so fucking back. With the NFL set to start on Thursday, what better time than to begin going over all the teams? I'm a logical Canadian, and welcome to the Amateur's Guide. This will be a two-part series. Today you'll be getting the AFC, and tomorrow you'll be getting the NFC. I cannot wait. Fucking football is here. It's time to go over everything. So let's not waste any more time and let's get ourselves right into it. After another disappointing end against the fucking Chiefs of all teams in the AFC Conference Championship game, the Bills seem to take that personally. They instead decided to go in a different direction. And by a different direction, I mean in terms of how they approach their fucking team. I mean, they had to get more people on their team. For the first part, receivers. Honestly, the big need was at receiver because Shakir and Coleman, yeah, that may be a formidable 1-2 punch, but you need more. Enter Josh Palmer. Palmer is a great fucking signing. Coming off the season with the Chargers, this way he had. I feel confident that Palmer and Allen can really connect in the air. The offensive line, bringing in Kendrick Green, was actually not a bad option. His veteran presence to the team in that O line is sure to help them out in the long run. On the defense, how about Joey fucking Bosa? He may not be the same energetic player he is, but he still packs a 1-2 punch. Larry Ogunjobi coming on in, Shaq Thompson, Christian Benford, Dane Jackson, Tre'Davious White getting an extension, among others. Buffalo looks poised to make it back to the playoffs, but I think ultimately it's going to come down to how they perform. Will they be the same Buffalo Bills we always know and lose in the conference title game, or will they actually fucking pull through this time? Let's see how the fucking Bills manage here because I don't know. So, Miami, you guys had an off season, that's for damn sure. Well, how about we start with the fact that you reacquired Minka Fitzpatrick and you got rid of the cancer known as the Jalen Ramsey. Okay, not a bad start at all. Not a bad start at all. But you guys really needed some help on the offensive side of the ball too, if anything. Acquiring Darren Waller via trade, even though he was retired, is a start. Bringing in Nick Westbrook a kind on a 2-year deal. Okay, there's progress there. And hey, Tua has a backup. The guy who likes to fuck your mother, Zach Wilson. Yes, the Mormon boy is in Miami, and there's a lot of hot single moms in the area looking to fuck. On other notable acquisitions on the offense include Alexander Madison, Dwayne Eskridge, Farrell Brown, and Larry Borum on the offensive line. On the defense, though, you did lose a few guys to injury. Artie Burns being one of them. So again, you did manage to get yourselves Minka Fitzpatrick. That was probably the smartest thing you could have ever fucking done. Other than that, the only other notable guys we brought in were Elijah Campbell, Ashton Davis, Willie Gay Jr., and Tyrell Dodson. I don't see the season boding well for Miami, but stranger things have happened indeed. I just pray to God, and I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. I'm not meaning any offense to this. I really and truly hope Tua stays healthy. He should be a good player, but I really don't want to see him get hurt again. That would be a major blow to the team. Well, looks like my team's been busy in the offseason. That's for damn sure. After an abysmal 4-13 year last year, the Patriots actually look to, have somewhat of a decent year this time around. Just as an insurance policy at quarterback, they bring in Josh Dobbs. He's proven his worth in Arizona, but can he do it again in New England? Time will tell. Receivers was a major need in New England. Enter Stephon Diggs and Mac Hollins. I mean, the former of the two is coming off of an ACL tear, and Hollins didn't exactly have the best year in Buffalo, but hey, it's something that Drake May can use. The offensive line was really solidified with Will Campbell being drafted. And I mean, only out like they brought in Garrett Bradbury and Morgan Moses to really help solidify it just in case. The defensive side, okay, you made a couple touch ups here. Clavion Chason, Harold Landry, Milton Williams, Karis Tonga, among other people brought in by the team. I do want to highlight one player though in the Patriots that I've been really impressed with in camp. Efting Chisholm the third, the undrafted free agent out of Eastern Washington, who led the team last season in FCS, actually led the FCS entirely in receptions, and broke Cooper Cup's consecutive touchdowns mark with 52 games. And this man made the team. I'm really high on that guy, and I'm kind of high on the Patriots season. I'm not going anything too bizarre, but if anything, compared to last year, I say it's going to be a major improvement. There's a saying: you could take a pile of dog shit, you can mold it into a flower, spray some good stuff on it, like perfume or whatever the fuck, but at the end of the day, it is still dog shit. That accurately describes the New York Jets, a team that still, after all this time, does not have an identity. I mean, they had to make moves in the offseason, and they made quite a few. At quarterback, their new head honcho is Justin Fields. Yes, the former Steeler. Ironically, who they're facing in week one on Sunday. And wide receiver, they made some notable moves, especially paying Garrett Wilson, because god damn that man deserves to be paid. He really does. He's probably the best receiver that team fucking has. I mean, yeah, they brought in Josh Reynolds and Tyler Johnson as depth, but Garrett Wilson's your key component there. It's a good call. They also brought in some offensive line help in the form of Chukwuma Okorafor and Josh Myers. On the defense, they really kind of kept everything tame. Other than that major Sauce Gardner extension, which again, major plus, they kept it basically simple. Derek Nadi, Jamin Davis, Jamie Sherwood, among some of the more notable players. Can't forget Andre Cisco in there because goddamn it's Andre Cisco. He's good. I feel like the Jets can improve this season. Playoff, no. But if they can get themselves to a respectable level, maybe give it like a year or two or three at most, just to see how everything gels together in New York. But we all know this is still the Jets. This is a Ravens team that I'm once again very enthusiastic on. Despite them not doing much in free agency and rather just getting a couple extensions out of the way, Baltimore seems to still be a top contender in the AFC. They mean Lamar Jackson needed a backup quarterback because the other one is gone. So in comes Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is a decent backup choice, so it's not terrible. You would manage to extend Derrick Henry for another couple of years past his contract, so hey, that's a major plus considering the season he had last year. You also extended Rashad Bateman. All right, but do you guys have any other receivers you bring it in? Oh, you do. His name is DeAndre Hopkins, coming off fresh off of a Super Bowl against the Eagles with the Chiefs. Other notable players they really brought in are Ben Cleveland, Joe Nobu, Ronnie Stanley getting an extension, but that's really it. And on the defense, I can name literally both players that they brought in. Jay Alexander and Chidobe Awuzie. That's really it. They brought in 2 corners. Oh, wait, they actually brought in a third guy, Josh Jenkins? Oh, okay. Again, they really didn't need to do much considering how well-rounded this team is, and they really didn't have many needs. But one thing they did improve on was kicker. Goodbye, Deshaun Watson 2.0, and enter Tyra Loop, their newest kicker that they got in the draft. I still, again, feel the Ravens will do just fine this season. They didn't need to do much. As long as they kept the core together, they will be fine for the next few years before everything goes to shit. What a season of dramatic bullshit the Bengals had in the offseason. Because they had 2 fucking holdouts, one of them being a fucking first round draft pick, but eventually they got that shit squared away and everyone's fine. Shamar Stewart, welcome in from Texas A&M to help that defensive line. But Jesus Christ, dude, you were an A&M. A&M is not a special school, okay? A&M is not that fucking good. You want to know how I thought about A&M? Watch the video I made about them a couple weeks ago. But again, Shamar, fucking straighten your shit out. And they got Trey Hendrickson back too, so that's good. On the offensive side of the ball, they really didn't add on. They just extended Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Mike Gesicki. Okay, so you brought in some notable guys there. And your backup, oh god, Desmond Mitter. He's a choice. That's all I can say. He's a choice. On the edge, again, mainly extensions. Joseph Asai being one of them, a 1-year deal. BJ Hill and Marco Wilson. They brought in a couple guys. They brought in TJ Sladen. And that's really all the notable guys. Being perfectly honest here. How the fuck I feel about the Bengals? Maybe they're on the up and up. Maybe not. Time will tell. Because the Bengals are a hit or miss team. They're kind of on that fringe. Somehow I feel like they're going to turn Joe Burrow on to fucking Carson Palmer. Please don't fucking let that happen. What? You thought the fucking Bengals were dramatic? No, meet the Browns. Jesus fucking Christ. First, they have like several different fucking quarterbacks. Shadur, really? You brought in Shadur Sanders? Jesus Christ, the Cleveland Browns are starting to become fucking nepotism babies. I swear. Let's see. The running back that they drafted is no longer even on the team because of, let's just say, his own dumbassery. That even makes you want to question your life choices. Yes, I'm talking about you, the person watching this right now. But all things considered, they managed to, I guess, keep the core around, plus add in a couple guys. Bringing in Joe Flacco was a good idea. Again, why not have a go around again? Considering the last time he was on the team, he led them to the playoffs. And he's their fucking starter. Let's see, you brought in Deontay Johnson. That dude's not about that. That's just bad. DeAndre Carter, okay, that can be something. And you really didn't do much on offense. The bulk of your moves were on defense. Ironically enough, with the big extension for Myles Garrett and bringing in guys like Julian Okoro, Joe Tyron Shoyinka. I know I'm saying these names wrong. Fucking bear with me here. It's nearly 4 in the morning. I'm recording this. Screw off. And Jerome Baker. I feel the Browns can go places, but then again, this is the Browns. They are better suited to be a fucking soap opera of how this team is fucking run. They are a joke. An absolute fucking joke. Strange. I don't have a background here. You know what? I don't think I can do the Steelers justice. Hey, Doc, you got a second? You do? Oh, cool. All right. So I'm going to let Duck take it away.
Hey everyone, this is Casey from the Red Rubber Duckwind All Sports Network. If you haven't seen my channel, you would see that I streamed 17 of the 18 Steelers games last year, including some primetime games with Logical, as well as yet another first round exit for the Steelers. And I hope you realize that high end talent can only get you so far. Because Mike Tomlin and the front office has been ignoring that for years, and it's been coming back to bite them in the ass. Now they have a new field general in Aaron Rodgers, and of course, there have been a lot of mixed reactions to that signing. My concern is how long it took for them to sign because we did waste a lot of time bringing them in. Not to mention the fact he's coming off of Achilles injury, but it's either him or almost a full season with Mason Rudolph. Either way, I don't think things are going to change. But the receiving core lost another cancel with George Pickens going to the Cowboys, and now DK Metcalf has a lot of shoes to fill, but he should be able to do that. We've seen what he could do. But while staying on receivers, Roman Wilson has shown to be a reliable weapon so far in the preseason, and hopefully that will continue on to the regular season. As for the running backs, we did lose Najee Harris, and now Jalen Warren is going to try to run circles around a collapsing offensive line. And the defense had to learn the biggest lesson last year. You live and you die by Trent Jordan Watt. If he gets injured or prolapses, you're cooked. And by cooked, I mean far beyond Gandhi's flip-flop. While Cameron Hayward has had himself a year last year, he's 36. And you had to find a replacement, and Derek Harmon has been able to fill that role in the preseason. But the bad news is he went down with an injury against their last preseason game against Carolina. And from Tomlin saying it's just a sprain, so he might be missing only a few weeks, but we're not going to know until the official report comes out. Now, the secondary did lose a few tools, with one of them being Minka. Now it's time for Juan Thornhill and Jalen Ramsey to step up, as well as Darius Slay, as I get pinged on Discord, and we'll see what he can do after coming from the defending champions. But right now, I'm just going to try to keep my hope down to a minimum because I know we're only going to go 9-8 and we're going to be happy about it.
Well, the Texans seem okay. I mean, yes, they did lose Stephon Diggs, but to make up for it, they managed to get themselves another new wide receiver. Christian Kirk, come on down. Oh, you bringing Braxton Berrios with you? Oh, even better. 1-2 combo. You also managed to bring in Nick Chubb in what probably will be his last real run in the NFL, sadly. But right, the only other notable signees you got were Daryl Ogunbowale and a re-signing, Cam Robinson, bringing in Ed Ingram in a trade, and that's really that. On the defensive side of the ball, you kept it mainly the same, but you guys were busy acquiring CJ Gardner Johnson in a trade with the Eagles for Kenyon Green. Why? You extended Derek Stingley. That's pretty good. You actually signed Damon Arnett after the shit he got involved with the Raiders a few years ago. Okay, then. Sheldon Rankins. Okay, not a bad signing. Other notable guys being Danielle Hunter with an extension, Derek Barnett, and Foley Fodukasi. Say what you will about the Texans. This is kind of a hit or miss kind of team, but again, this is the Texans team that's still on the up, and I'm probably gonna be the only real good team in the fucking division. That's really bad, to say the least. Really fucking bad. Really, really. I just feel like I need a second to process this. Daniel fucking Jones as your starter? Really? Jesus Christ! It's like you guys can't even get out of your own fucking way. No way I can't say I'm surprised. I feel like everyone knew this was coming sooner rather than fucking later, but I don't know. Khalil Herbert being a running back that they can rely on behind Jonathan Taylor. Okay, that's a choice. Again, you really didn't do much on offense. All you did was just extensions. Defensive side of the ball, that's a different story. Bringing in Charvarius Ward, Cameron Bynum, and Neville Gallimore, as well as Corey Ballantyne. Like, I literally just named all the defensive players I got. The Colts did not fucking do much. I mean, there is a lot I could say about the Colts. But out of respect for Jim Irsay, who unfortunately passed earlier this year, I won't go on him too hard. I'm just gonna keep questioning why Daniel Jones is the fucking starter and just leave it at that. But I just feel confused by the Colts. I just feel really and truly confused about the fucking Colts. It's not a good thing at all. It's really not. Oh, I see how it is, Jacksonville. Just because you get a fucking elite dual position player in the form of Travis Hunter in the draft, you think you're gonna be hot shit this year. I get it. But did you really need to trade the likes of Christian Kirk? Did you really need to fucking just get rid of one of your top receivers for for what? I'm failing to see where this makes sense. I'm really failing to see where this makes sense at all. I mean, oh, look at that. You brought in De'Ami Brown to fill in that void. Yeah. Only problem with that is De'Ami Brown has been good in 5 years. I mean, look at the only other notable people you brought in were Patrick McCarry and Fred Johnson on that offensive line. Robert Hainsey, okay. But even then, like, what the fuck are the Jaguars doing? On the defense, again, it's mainly a couple here and there guys. Dwayne Smoot, Jordan Lewis, and Emmanuel Ogba. That's really all they really did. The Jaguars are going to be so underwhelming this year. Because they're going to really rely on fucking Travis Hunter to be this elite guy on both sides of the ball. Here's the problem with this go. Here's the problem. All right, how are you going to handle the fatigue from both sides? You do realize he's going to get tired of shit if you play him every single snap of every single game. It's going to accelerate his injury. I don't know. I just I just feel like I'm left clueless about Jacksonville, like always. The Titans improved. That's not the worst thing that you could say about them. They got their quarterback with the first overall pick. The Tennessee Titans select Cam Ward from Miami. Not terrible. Not terrible. He was good last year with the Miami Hurricanes, so maybe that'll translate into NFL Pro LS. Time will tell, considering he's their starter. And you gave him some notable weapons too in Tyler Lockett and Van Jefferson, so that's a good start. And you got him some O-line protection too in Kevin Zietler, Dan Moore, and Corey Levin. Okay. Okay. I see. That's actually pretty good. And you got Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle as backups just in case you need it. Okay, not terrible. That's actually it's pretty good. Defense is where you really stacked up though. I mean, no notable guys like maybe like Xavier Woods, which I didn't realize he made a career change from WWE over to the NFL, but I digress. Sebastian Joseph Day, Draymond Jones, Lorenzo Carter, just to name a few. At least he got a new kicker in Joey Sly and a new punter in Johnny Hecker for some reason. I don't know. I tend not to question things because I tend to get confused off the ass, but will this guy work out, Tennessee? Will Cam Ward really work out? You fucking better hope he does. Otherwise, the fans are gonna have your fucking ass. Alright, if last season was real indication of anything, is that the Broncos are on the up and up. Maybe they weren't ready for the playoffs last year, but this year they began to take that step forward into, well, improving and maybe getting a little further. Let's start with the defensive side of the ball, actually, because I feel like this is where the major improvements happen. How about bringing Dre Greenlaw, Tona Hufanga, and DJ Jones to be your real help there? That's pretty fucking good if you ask me. Bringing in fucking stud guys like Vosbury, pretty fucking solid on that defense. On the offense, what did you guys do? You bring in Evan Ingram to be your probably tight end one. Okay, that's something. You brought in Trent Sherfield. Okay. Depth receiver, I understand. J.K. Dobbins. Okay, that's not a bad pickup. But you also got R.J. Harvey in the draft. So again, not terrible. You got Sam Ellinger and Jared Stidham. Okay. Again, the Broncos did fantastically. The offense, I mean, they really didn't need much. Bo Nix is their guy. I think that's the safe assumption moving forward. Running back, they got their guy in running back. Wide receiver, they just got depth. They got their tight end. The defense, they shored up everything they needed. And I think they really hit the nail on the head this year. They might just very well be champions of the offseason if it weren't for some cheeseheads. See that video tomorrow. Denver, go get them. Go gallop into victory. I swear to everything that is fucking holy. If I have to hear one more fucking Taylor Swift song, I'm going to fucking explode. This is the NFL, not a fucking Eras Tour concert. Okay? Yes, congratulations to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for getting engaged, but it's the NFL. Stop fucking exploiting it. This is not the Real Housewives of LA. This is the National fucking Football League. Can we stick to that? For the love of fuck. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, Rashi Rice, you're a fucking idiot and get yourself a 6-game suspension. Marquise Brown, welcome back to the fold. Elijah Mitchell, welcome in. And they brought in a couple more old linemen to help Kermit the Frog. Hold on, I think he's actually... Hold on. Hey, Patrick, what do you want, asshole? You think you can calm Travis's dumbass down? I can't control a grown-ass man that's nearly in his 40s, but you know what? I can damn sure try. Thanks, Patrick. You're welcome. Yeah, I know. I do Kermit impressions. Fuck off. But on the defensive side of the ball, just the notable players they brought in. George Karlaftis is back. Charles Omenahu, Nick Bolton, Christian Fulton, and Mike Edwards. I think that's a pretty stat core for a pretty stacked team all in all. But please, for the love of God, shut the fucking Taylor Swift music off! Okay, I could see where the Chargers voted well. I feel like they have something going on, Najee Harris, not the worst option in the world. I mean, after leaving Pittsburgh and being outside out of town, sure, we can go with that. Naheem Hines there was another option. Why not? That sounds good. Losing Josh Palmer doesn't help, but you know what does? Jalen Rager. I'm just fucking kidding. He doesn't help worse shit. He sucks. Tyler Conklin, okay, decent tight end. Okay, that's not nothing. Bradley Bozeman's extended. Andre James is brought in, as well as Mekhi Becton. Not bad. How you guys doing the defensive side of the ball? Oh, you actually did pretty decent. Notable guys include Bud Dupree, Khalil Mack on an extension, even though his 4 days are behind him now. Dante Jackson, Elijah Molden, Benjamin St. Just, and Tony Jefferson. Not terrible, because the Chargers needed this. But I just want to know why the hell you... Oh, wait, never mind. I forgot that J.K. Scott's a goddamn punter. J.K., I fucking nearly trolled myself on that one. But there's a weird vibe of playoff energy in Los Angeles. Maybe if it's not from the Rams, it's definitely the Chargers, because there's something there, and I'm not sure how I like it, but it seems to be on an upward trend. It really and truly does. I did not realize the Raiders are rebranding to the Las Vegas Seahawks. Case in point, bringing in Pete Carroll as your coach and Geno Smith and via trade. Okay, that's actually it's as long as it's not Desmond Ritter, then that's a major upgrade. Speaking of upgrades, hi Ashling Genty. Nice to see you in a Raiders uniform. I mean, that's a major upgrade in of itself. Bringing in some guys like Phil Dorsett, Alex Kappa just to help out the offense. Not bad set of moves for the Raiders. What's also not a bad move for the Raiders was extending Max Crosby because the dude fucking deserves it. And bringing in guys like Jermaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, Devin White, Jalen Smith, just to name a few. The Raiders seem to be on an upward trend. And maybe Pete Carroll, brings that little something special that the Raiders truly desire. Now, I don't know if this will be good enough to make them into the playoffs coming out of the AFC West, but if early indications are anything, they got a shot. They have a legitimate shot and a legitimate case to make for themselves. The real question is going to boil down to their consistency. Can they keep that consistent form or will they crumble under pressure? Time will tell. No one the fucking Raiders. The AFC this year seemed to improve in more ways than one. And honestly, that's kind of a good thing. But predicting these things are always so hard to figure out because anything can change on a dime and people can unfortunately get injured in more ways than one. But this is what I'm going to think. I believe the Buffalo Bills will be the number one seed coming out of the AFC East. I also think for the other division winners, I think it's going to be the Ravens, the Texans, and the fucking Chiefs. Because of course. But I think in order of seeding, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, and Texans. With the three wild cards being in order from 5 to 7. Let's go with Denver, New England, and the Chargers. Just to be safe there. And I think that's a pretty good set of predictions. I don't know. But how fucking things tell, I don't really know. But that's it for this video. Tomorrow, I will see you guys all for the NFC. And again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying the best I can with the limited technology I got. This video was supposed to originally have Madden 26 clips, but the files got corrupted, just like the mind of Jerry Jones. You'll see what I mean tomorrow. But for now, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please do leave a like. Comment down below any suggestions for the future. And be sure to subscribe and join the Illogical Nation. The drive to 1,000 starts. But until tomorrow, I'm going to watch Canadian. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.